Welcome to Atlas Levi Sewing Machine Company. Right now we're going to show you, very important, how to thread your cover stitch. If you're going to miss any hole on any place, you're going to have a problem of an ugly stitch, which is not going to be kind of flat and nice as you see it over here. You see how nice? 1, 2, 3 needles, and this is the top spreader, and on the bottom is a looper. The looper make that zigzag as you see. Now, if you thread the machine correct, which you're gonna follow, all the subject here as you see, it goes from this hole to down here. You have to really pay attention between the two discs. Right here, you go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and from the inside, this is gonna stay outside. And going down this way, number 1, then go to that hole over here and go to the needle from the outside in, as you see over here. And all the rest of them supposed to be just the same thing. That's 3. Number 2, this is a spreader, the top spreader. Should not be tight. It depends how you're going to see your stitch on the top over here, the spreader, as you see. If you see it loose, you have to tighten the spreader more. If you see it too tight, which you're going to buckle, you're going to have to release it. Now we go to the second, most important. It's the looper right here as you see. The looper not supposed to be really tight. As you see over here, it's supposed to be kind of enough tension. And also very, very important for you is to pay attention how you thread your machine. And it's going here around those discs over here. If it's going to be a cylinder machine or it's going to be a flatbed machine, that's a flatbed machine, that will be same threading. There's nothing different. As you see, goes over here, goes here again. You have a tiny little hole and go in the middle of this, not on the top, on the middle. Why? Because if you put on the top, the stitch will be very ugly and loose. If you put it on the middle of it and go to this hole here, here's another one, here's another one, and then you go to the looper himself, which is easy. Take a look, the looper, you go inside, and then you take it from here and from the outside in. Now, this here is the take-up. If you see the take-up moving, each time it will bring some thread, as you see over here how it moves, and that's for the tension, how much it's gonna grab. You see that? Now, if it will be on top, it will give no attention no matter what you're gonna do here. So this is very important for you to put it just in between, right here as you see that, okay? Again, same thing, cylinder machine, flatbed machine, will be the same threading as you see over here. It's very, very important. Okay, then, when you see the stitch on your machine over here, an example, this is the top, and you see this one is loose. This is the spreader, which this is the spreader right here. You can see that spreader. Okay, so if you see it loose, you're gonna play with this, the spreader tension. A little by little, not fast, not too much. Just you tight more to make sure it looks like that, if it's loose. If it's too tight, you just release a little bit, little by little, until you see that correct and beautiful. Same thing with this looper on the bottom. There will be same technique. All right, now, when you're gonna see on the bottom, kind of loose, as you see those stitch, this from the needle, 1, 2, 3. Now, if you see them loose, you should tight. This number 1, this is the center, and this is the outside. Okay? So you got 1, 2, 3 needles, and when you see the pulling the thread on that stitch over here, you should tighten it. This should be tight and all time, not loose. So the stitch gonna look so beautiful as you see over here. So that's the whole technique on that. Now, when you're sewing, as you see over here is a stretch material. So you have a differential, and every machine have a differential. Sometimes they sit on the side this one on cover stitch machine, and you have one in the front. This happened to be right here on the front, okay? So you can just turn this one back and forth to see what position you want. Plus you have here, as you see, I'm going to open, and you have a shearing device. If it shears too much, you can play with this up and down. How much do you want the feeder to feed, okay? And flat, or you want it to shrink a little bit.